What's going on? Yeah. Okay. Hello. Yo. Finally, I got it working. I think I got the chat working as well. I hope. If you guys are watching this, then let me know, and you guys can say hello to me by, just putting it in the chat, I guess. But first and foremost, just want to say thank you all for joining me. If you join me, or if you watch this at another point in time in the future. But this video is just going to be me basically drawing something for Saturday afternoon. They just hit their 1-year anniversary, and I am actually pretty impressed. I looked at all of the comics up to this point, all the chapters and everything, and to draw this image, I laid it out yesterday, and it was really cool. I was proud. No, but for real, I mean, there are a lot of them that were like, going hard as well, and I'll talk about that all today. Go through every single series as I'm drawing it. If you guys have any questions, or if you want to say anything, hold on, live chat, yeah. If you guys have any questions, or if you want to say anything, then please feel free to put it in the chat. I will try to answer and answer anything I can. Hold on, let me mute that. But yeah, first off, if you guys don't know, my name is Jay Oden. I don't know why you wouldn't know that if you were watching this, but my name is Jay Oden. I'm the creator of Hammer, which is currently out in stores. Volume 1 came out a while ago, towards the middle of the year, June, July-ish. And this is Volume 2, just came out in November 8th, a few weeks ago. Super excited. We also have Saturday AM Annual. This is the gigantic anthology of all of our previous Summer of Manga contestants. And, we also have Oblivion Rouge by Pop Sule Fall. Great, awesome horror. If you like Battle Royale meets like Naruto's art style, but like an all African cast. Great series, very, very cool. This is Yellow Stringer, very awesome horror mystery type series. Beautiful artwork by Jeffrey John Louise. Great story by Frederick L. Jones, who also wrote this one as well, Massively Multiplayer World of Ghosts. This one was drawn by Oscar Fong. Great series. All of these you can buy not only in stores right now, but you can also buy on Amazon, multiple different bookstores, e-commerce stores, and all of that. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because right now there are a bunch of deals. I actually just saw on Amazon you could go buy Volume 2 of both my series Hammer and also Volume 2 of Apple Black right now for like $8.99. It's like 40 or something percent off. But this is Apple Black by White Manga. We have Saigami by Cine, Titan King, and also Clock Sharker. This isn't out yet, unfortunately. This is the only one out of all of these that are not out yet, but this comes out in February, and when that happens, there's actually going to be a gigantic, big, explosion for like our stuff inside of Walmart. So you can buy it there. And right now you can actually buy 4 of our books, Hammer, Titan King, Saigami, and Apple Black inside of Walmart. So, yeah, you just keep that in mind. It's pretty cool. In case you guys don't know what I'm drawing, what this is Saturday afternoon. You guys, maybe I should, see if I can show. This is a web portal, and it, kind of shows you all of our series. These are a bunch of different series throughout all of Saturday AM, and Saturday PM, and Saturday Brunch. But the majority of these series aren't actually updated here. Whew, excuse me, guys. I was drinking a Red Bull earlier, and the bubbles are starting to come up in the form of a burp. So yeah. Anyway, you can't read all of the AM series here. I think the first 3 chapters of pretty much all of these series are here right now. This is mine, which is the cartoony art style that you are about to see me draw in. But you can buy Volume 1 if you want. But I mean, if you can read Chapter 1, 2, and 3 for free right here, I think when it comes to Apple Black, you might be able to read a few other, more than just 3 chapters. But like these are actually like updated chapters as well. It's pretty cool. What else? If you want to read Saturday PM, I'm not sure if all of the series. Okay, so it looks like maybe just one chapter of Bukasi at least. That's White Manga's other series that he started. Four Strikes. Let's see. Okay, cool. It looks like it's the first three chapters of that. I know for Deady Do Dead, this is another series that just started by Arunas, this guy from Lithuania. Really cool artist. It really kind of reminds me of a mixture between the Chainsaw Man guy and Jujutsu Kaisen. Just the way he inks and draws and stuff. But very cool series. I thought that they had more chapters on here for that as well, but maybe they just haven't updated it yet. If you guys want to go to Saturday Brunch, yep, it looks like they have 3 chapters for that. So anyway, if you guys want to read our chapters from our magazines, it's more, you could probably read all of them. Okay, you could definitely read all of them if you subscribe and read through all of the magazines that we have on our app. Or if you can go to our web app. But if you want to read or just get like a kind of introduction to what our series are, this is a great way to do it. Go to pilotmanga.com and you can check out pretty much all of these series have like the first 3 chapters. But if you go to some of the other ones like Saturday Indies, this is Spoon for example. Spoon has been going on for a very long time, so maybe this is a skewed like example. But Spoon, great story. The art style is a little rough to get behind, but I mean, I personally, I really like this story. I think it's really cool. But I mean, there's so much. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's like 3 arcs already on like Pilot Manga for Spoon. So I mean, if you guys want to just binge read, cool series, something that looks kind of like how One used to draw for One Punch Man and stuff. I mean, great story, but the art might not be like top tier. It's still really cool though, so I highly recommend it. You can also check out other series inside of Saturday Afternoon, which is what I'm about to draw today. But this is Reapers Inc. I really like this series. I think the dude that is drawing this is doing a fantastic job. I actually remember talking to him when he was inside of our summer of manga like a while ago, and he was really cool, and he had a lot of potential. Clearly, he's doing great work. So I mean, highly recommend that series. I highly recommend all of these series, to be honest with you. Just go check them out. There'll be something that resonates with you. If you don't like something, then you might like something else. But I really like these series. I think they're really cool. This is October Legion. This dude is just improving with every page. I do think that the more he draws, the better you're gonna get. But as of right now, I mean, this is like way better than what he was doing like a long time ago. Especially when he did he was also inside Summer Manga as well. So I mean, just the more he draws, the better he's gonna get. I think his concept though is like just brilliant. It screams like hey, this is gonna be a costume inside of Walmart that you can buy one day. So I mean, I highly recommend you guys checking that out as well. Very, very cool series. Unfortunately, there's only a few chapters to read right now, but you just gotta stick in it. In this life, so. In this life, to be brutally honest with you, kind of, I didn't really want to get into hardcore, mainly just because, like, there's so much, like, to read. But, I mean, I'm not saying it's as good as, like, One Piece or anything like that. I'm saying, however, just like One Piece, if, you get into it, the more you will want to see more of it. And, like, this dude definitely delivers on, every single page. There's so much detail that you can like just dive into. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do think that, his art style is a little bit kind of hard to get into. It's kind of like, a mixture between like, old Western, like Disney and, like Attack on Titan, kind of stuff. But like, this is, I mean, out of everybody that I just showed, like, this dude definitely has a bunch of comments. He has a fan base for sure. Like, I mean, every single chapter is, like, super long. Hold on. Like, this was, like, one of my favorite ones when I was looking through it. Oh, wait, no. This is number 4. Okay, number 3 was one of my favorite ones, but I'll still go through this. In number 3, there's this cool scene at the end where he's like, so-and-so. I don't want to spoil it, so, go check it out. But, yeah, I mean, this... very cool series. I think that that dude definitely has something. He just needs to keep on drawing. They're actually while looking at all these series, there are a few things like advice and tips and stuff that I want to like kind of give out. So at some point, I'll be making like random tutorial videos. I've like written out a bunch of stuff, so hopefully I can get to that sooner than later. But when I do that, I'll be making like short TikTok videos, maybe short YouTube videos, and if you yourself are working on a comic, then maybe it'll help you out. I mean, who knows? But if the people at Pilot Manga, everybody inside of Afternoon is looking at this and they see something inside of those TikTok videos that resonates with them or helps them in any way, I mean that's all what it's about. I mean, I personally don't think I'm that good of a teacher, but I recognize that being an art teacher is definitely the best thing that you can do as an artist. Just kind of like passing on your knowledge. Obviously, wanting to have fun and doing your own thing, like me drawing Hammer is a good thing, and everybody else drawing their series. Like this one, for example, is called Happily Ever After. It's a great take on the Red Riding Hood. Very very cool series. I recommend this as well. But the fact that like he's doing this, I think also while he's in school as well, and that's amazing. Like obviously like keep your passion and all that, but I mean like it takes like a certain type of person to like really want to do comics for a very long time, and I think everybody that really like sticks to it like will eventually get to it. And I think me in the position that I'm in, having gotten to the position that I'm in, the only thing I can do to elevate everything that I'm currently doing is just trying to teach other people. So like that's the reason why I want to make more videos, and I feel like hopefully it'll get to the point where that's like for everybody else as well. Like this dude, for example, is also hyper talented. Very cool series, very cool concept as well. The only thing that sucks is that he doesn't produce more work. Like, I mean, I want to see more of this comic. Like, I want other people to see this as well. So, I mean, this is a very cool series. I highly recommend all of these. Again, you can go check these out on pilotmega.com. But hold on, I think there's a few more. Okay, this is Change the World. This dude has a very successful and fast growing YouTube channel. I feel like his art style is definitely just like the more he draws, like the better he'll get. But I feel like he is already on that teacher status. He knows exactly what to do, and like it just is him getting better and better the more he does it. So, yo, how's it going, man? This is it's Mo. How's it going? This is Nick Pad. Good morning from Barbados. Awesome sauce, man. Hello. This is Mythical DX. Sup. T Ballin, morning. Hello everybody. If there's more people in the chat, I don't see it yet, but if there are, put them in, say hello. I'll call you out and say hello. I'm just kind of going through Pilot Mega right now. If you're just coming in or whatever, and I just want to show you guys that this is what I'm going to be drawing today. Fan art for these people. These artists have been working and grinding for the last year, and they deserve a lot of shine. Like this dude, for example, is killing it. Like this dude is like just with every arc or every chapter, like he just gets better. And I really like this series. Like it is. I was reading. There was this one scene. It might be the one I just clicked on, or it might be the one right after this. Okay, it might be the one right after this. But like, he like punches like this person in the face, and like I don't want to give it away, but I mean it's a really cool series. It's not even an action series, it's a series about dominoes, and like I mean to be brutally honest with you, it's at the height of it, I think it was the first 3 chapters, especially the 3rd chapter, like that was like the climax, or the 3rd and 4th chapter were like the climax of like the first domino battle, part 2 and part 3, yeah, so this is like the beginning of it. And part 3 was like the climax battle, and it was epic. It was pretty tight. And like again, like I mean, the only thing I can say to this dude, other than just keep on drawing and you'll get better, is like all the advice tips that I have. Like the one thing that I and I want to make a video about, that I saw a lot that he did was like he does a lot of face shots, and I think face shots are definitely a way to get through a comic. Just to let people know, hey, who's talking and all that. But I mean, if you pull back, show the background a lot more, even when it's even when it's like, a mid, panel size, thing. It doesn't have to be a big panel or whatever. I mean, I just think that there are a lot of, like, if you're a cameraman, for example, like every mid shot is just like, the bust of somebody talking or an extreme, close up. Whereas if you, back up, you can, show everything else that's in the room. You can, detail it more. And, I totally understand, I feel as though everybody is coming, they're learning these, the more they draw, the better they'll get. And I feel like hopefully they're, catching on to this. But, I mean, like I said, I really want to, like, make some videos that'll help out. Hopefully, like, to shine a light on, some things that I think that, they can improve on. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, the dude is definitely, grinding for sure. Like, he's drawing as hard as he can, and, he's doing a really good job. So, highly recommend that as well. And I also recommend this series as well. This series is just everywhere, but also, like, these last two chapters, especially this chapter. This chapter, like, kind of connects everything. It's really cool, and, like, again, it's also a very strange type of comic. Like, I mean, it's called Brick. It's about this brick that's trying to live his best life, and, like, this particular arc or, series of chapters that he's working on is, like, really, really cool. And I highly recommend it. Like, it's a comedy. There are some parts that, I don't know, maybe you need to have a different type of sense of humor, but, I mean, for the most part, I feel like, his series, this concept, and everything that he's done with it so far, in my opinion, I think is, pretty good. I do think that, there probably are a few jokes that he could probably add to make it more of a gag manga. If it is a gag manga, I mean, it, presents itself as one. But, I mean, it's also serious humor because you're taking the brick, it's serious at every turn. Like, I mean, the dude, like, I remember I was watching, what was it? I was looking at it at first on Webtoons. This was, like, all these people were in our summer of manga at one point. And I remember when I looked at this dude's comic, the comic that he pitched was, like, something like a historical scene or something like that. And then I looked at his Webtoons and I saw this and I was like, dude, do this. Like, like, this is hilarious. This is awesome. And I'm so happy that he did because, like, I mean, this is great. And the first Webtoon comic that I saw was, like, a brick getting fired from a job, and, like, he like knocks down his coffee, but because he's a brick, everything that he does looks aggressive. So, like, his boss is like, I didn't know you take it this way, and he was like, I'm sorry, man, I was just trying to take a sip. But, like, it's a brick, he doesn't have hands. Like, it's, like I said, it's, like, serious humor. So I recommend all these series. They're very cool. And again, that's what I'm gonna be drawing today. We'll also be answering any questions, so if you guys have anything you want to talk about, by all means, please put it inside the chat. I will answer anything that you guys want me to talk about. Hold on, let me just try to get this all back to normal again. All right, cool. Yeah, I can answer anything that you guys want me to answer. Again, I'm not even sure how many people are here right now, but whatever. These are all every single blue pencil image is actually a scene from one of their comics. I had them all laid out yesterday, like, in different tabs, and when I was drawing this, but I closed my computer and it, like, got out of it, so now I gotta find them all again. Hold on. I'm gonna start off with Boneyard. This is Boneyard. Ricardo. This is, like, during the battle scene that he had with the dominoes, him and his friend Fat Boy. I'm gonna be doing this, by the way, until 10 o'clock. I set my alarm. I gotta wake up my wife, and she has to go to work later on today. But before she goes to work, we usually try to hang out, because I don't see her until later on tonight, and I've been up since, like, 2 o'clock in the morning, so I've been, not 2 o'clock, it's been 3 o'clock, been up since 3 o'clock in the morning. I finished up a lot of pages for this one project I'm working on, And I'm also working on volume 4 of Hammer as well. So I usually like kind of like divvy up my day, or divvy up my week, actually. I'm sorry. So it's like every Sunday and Monday, Wednesday and Friday is Hammer Day, where I draw Hammer stuff. Right now it's just volume 4, but I have to expand it very soon and start working on some newer chapters that are going to be appearing in the magazine soon. So I gotta start doing that. But every other day, which is Saturday, Tuesday, and Thursday is when I work on the other project, and I try to like finish up at least 5 pages of that every week so I can send in an invoice. Every page is like, a decent amount of money. I don't want to give away all my business, but it's a decent amount of money. So if I do 5 pages, then that's a normal like check that I would get for like work. A little bit more than what I would get from work. And if I do more pages throughout the week, I just finished up 7 pages as opposed to 5. So I'll get a bigger check when that time comes. But unfortunately, the thing that sucks the most is that whenever you do invoices, oh man, it takes like an entire month usually. At the absolute most, it only takes an entire month, but I mean, God forbid it goes over that. And like the thing is that it's finally the holiday season now, so I need money so I can buy all the presents and everything, and just make sure that like I have enough money to I really want to like go back home for the beginning of the year. I think that's when my mom said that she's going to be off from her job, and that costs money. So like I need the money. So I mean, I gotta kind of prepare and make sure that I'm finishing up these pages, and I have enough pages done and sent off, and I have every invoice sent off, and it's a lot of stuff. So I mean, I am saying this because it's another thing that I kind of want to do. I want to make some more videos and content where I talk about the realities of being a comic book artist. Like it is very fun. Like I don't think anybody would do this if they didn't love it. Like I mean the money is like, I mean it's not 100% there until you don't make it until you make it. Like, does that make sense? Like when you make it, because it is evident. Like there's a lot of things out, like merchandise, an anime, there's books, several books, there's a lot of things out there, and I think right now we're definitely on the cusp of having all that happen. Saturday AM is right there. We will be there very soon. So I'm very excited for all that to start happening. Like as it is, like right now the contract that we have, I will have 4 books out by the end of 2023. So by the end of next year, yeah, I will have 4 books out, and hopefully also we'll have other announcements that will be related to cartoons and everything else, like sooner rather than later. Like I would love for all of that to start happening really soon, and I truly think that it will. And because of that, I don't really worry that much about everything else. I think that I'm on the right path to as a comic book artist. But I do know that if I wasn't doing this, all the jobs that I currently have, I'm also working on. I have other projects as well on top of just Saturday AM stuff. So I'm happy in that regard. But even then, it's still not a lot of money. Like it's money that can keep you afloat if you know what you're doing and you have, a support system. But I mean, the economy is insane. So like, I mean, there's a lot that goes into, being a creator now. Obviously social media, is a, big component in that. I, have had a Patreon at some point, and I haven't really like, taken it that seriously to the point where, I've gotten like a lot of patrons. I haven't really like, asked for a lot of patrons and stuff. But I also, unfortunately, don't really like update my Patreon as much as I should. And, that's definitely something that artists nowadays need, more so than, they used to. I mean, I think that if you're a comic book artist, depending on, what comic book art or comic that you're working on and how successful that is, that kind of dictates, whether or not you'll need other systems like that. But, even then, having a YouTube channel, making money that way, or, just, doing it, through cons, or, selling it yourself somewhere, or, whatever. Like, I mean, there's a lot of different things that you have to do to make money as a comic book artist, is what I'm saying. So it's not just drawing. And even though I personally have not been through every single... Man, I cannot get this dude's chest right. Manny's chest right. Come on. Even though I haven't been through, like, everything, I have not been through every single scenario as, a comic book artist. But all of my experience, being in this game for the last 10 years, I mean, 10... No, longer than that. Ever since I was 19. 19 is when my first book came out. And I know I look very young. But, I mean, it is, let me just say it's more than 10 years. So like, I've been doing this for a while. So, I mean, I know that, like, it's not necessarily the easiest route to, have a successful life in terms of, like, having a lot of money. Everybody that draws comics is doing it because they love drawing comics. That's what I'm trying to say. And hopefully, everybody that does this for a very long time, realizes that, depending on whether or not you love this a lot or a little bit will dictate on whether or not you give up before you can get a chance to even start making money at this. And I say that to say, I've been, like I said, I've been doing this for the last, like, ever since I was 19. And I remember when my first book came out, I didn't really know anything about the business. I didn't know anything about anything. So, like, I kind of just, did the best I could and, navigated around it. And, maybe I'll have more talks in the future where I'll, go through all this. But, for the most part, like, I didn't really know anything. So I really just kind of, just, like, learned as I, went. Like, I had to go through the scenario. And, like, that's not to say that I was screwed over or anything. Not, or at least as I know, I wasn't screwed over to the point where it was, an absorbent amount. But, I feel as though whenever I was in that scenario, I should have, like, known what to, kind of look for, or, how to research more on, exactly what company to go to, or at least learn a little bit more about, like, sales and how to track that a little more. I didn't know any of this. And, now that I'm a little bit older, I have, better, I have a little bit more knowledge on that entire subject. So, with that said, like, I, am now just, hold on. Sorry, I got a text. It's from something else. Yeah. What? Oh, sorry. It's from my day job, which, by the way, I'll talk about as well. I forgot exactly what I was saying. But in regards to my day job, I do think that, if you are drawing comics, if you have a day job, I mean, it's probably a really good decision. You should have, some type of income, while doing this. And like I said, depending on how just like I guess focused or dedicated to this particular craft you are, will dictate on whether or not you will succeed at it. One thing I remember hearing, I went to this one talk one time, and it was like this one lady, and she said that she had written a book that got famous because I think it was Sandra Bullock's sister. She had bought it while she was on the plane. She loved it, and she told Sandra Bullock about it, and because of that, it became a movie. And because of that, this lady who, was just writing a book eventually started getting a lot more royalties for not only the book, but also the movie. And, she was a millionaire. I mean, that's, a lot of money. Like, it might not be billions of dollars, like, every, amazing person that you want to be. But $1 million is a lot of money. Like, I would love to have $1 million. I would love to have millions of dollars. Like, I want to be like the mangaka that I look up to, like Masashi Kishimoto and Akira Toriyama. They have millions of dollars. Like, that's what I want. I want to be able to say, hey, go buy my video game, and you can go play, stud, fighting with a hammer and, all that stuff. Like, that's what I want. So she actually had this for her own, series. She wasn't a comic book artist or anything. Like I said, it was just like a random book. But she had this, and her advice to me and everybody in the room that was a writer was everybody that I went to school with also wrote. And now only her and one other lady that she knew were writers still, after 10 years of doing it. She said that her and her writer friends were the only ones that wrote, and they were the only ones that never gave up, and they were the only ones that were millionaires, out of everybody else. And what I heard from that story was, don't give up. She said, you can't, once you give up, that's the end of the story. That's it. It's done. There's nothing else you can do. Anyway, this, like I said, was a scene. I wanted to draw this. This is Manny. Inside of Boneyard. You guys can go check this out. I think this is chapter 3, if I'm not mistaken. No, chapter 4, part 3. That's what it was. So, awesome. Highly recommend it. Go check it out. Now we're gonna go to Reaper's Inc. Oh man. Whew. If you guys have a question, by the way, put it in the chat. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep on rambling and saying a lot of random stuff. So. Alright, so this is the next one. Alright. I don't know what else to say. I have no idea. No idea. I was talking about basically just making money as a comic book artist. It's not the easiest thing. And the more you do it, oh my god, hold on. The more you do it, the more you draw comics, the more you realize that there are definitely ways to make money. You can do a lot of different things, and like I said, that I guess would be another video. But if you just want to make money drawing comic books, I mean, it's gonna take a long time before that actually starts happening. So yeah, have a day job. Don't quit it. If you have a support system that allows you to be able to quit a day job or allows you to just focus on artwork, I mean, then go for it. I mean, I don't want to hold you back. I know somebody that I tried to get a job for, that when he finally came in to the actual interview, he actually just fell asleep. Don't get me wrong, it was raining, so he also lived really, really far away from the place that he had this job interview at, and it was maybe a mile, 2 miles away. So it was a long walk in the rain. So it totally justified. But at the exact same time, he also, if he wanted it or wanted to keep it or do anything, he could have called and said, hey, It's raining. I don't have a ride up there. Can I reschedule this? Like, there are other ways to do this. But I digress. He didn't get this job, and he started doing other things. He did a lot of commissions, and he was a very, very talented artist. I'm not gonna say his name, but I mean, he's relatively known, and he did a lot of commissions. That led to a bunch of other things, which led to him eventually being able to charge more. This allowed him to move and to a place where he could then get more opportunities, and this allowed him to make a lot more money by just basically doing more work for other people. Now, don't get me wrong, I feel as though, like everybody, there are some business mistakes that he probably made, but I mean, he's finally gotten to a point now where, if I said his name, I mean, I think a lot of people would know him. So I think that, he is, like a prime example of somebody that does not necessarily need a day job to succeed. It really kind of depends on, your own drive and, your own, I don't know, like just, your own plan. Like if you can figure out a way to actually make it work for you, then go for it, do it. But unfortunately, not a lot of people are like that. I mean, I feel as though I am built different, and I did not do that. Like the reason why I say I am built different is because, like, I don't know, I draw for, like, I don't know, I've drawn so much now that my wrist has gotten to become like a health issue. So like it's insane. Like I've been waking up for the last most of this year, if not the most of the last decade, like super early. Just drawing, sitting in one spot. I mean, not a lot of people can do that. I feel as though the people that can do that, are the ones that are ahead. So, I mean, being able to focus on one thing, being able to, make this all happen. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I didn't give up, like, having a job. I had a day job because I, knew that I had a lot of other responsibilities. I didn't have a support system like the person that, I was, talking about. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't think his support system was big. I'm, not saying that he didn't have it rough or anything like that. But I'm just saying that I personally didn't have that particular support system that he had. Because of that, I had to have a job that I had. I stayed in retail. I did not have a car for the longest time, so I couldn't get a better job. And then, when I started, when I had a car, I was, looking for a better job and, all the other stuff. COVID hit. So, like, I was like, all right, well, keep my job right now. Luckily, it was in the pharmacy as well, so, I was able to learn a lot of other things about the disease and everything else while it was happening. And we also had, like, these protectors, like, that separated me from, like, all these other, customers. So, like, it was pretty cool. But, oh, snap. That's not what I'm doing. But, I think that if you don't have a support system and you're trying to become a comic book artist, having a job is, just the norm. So, I hope that people out there don't think that, you're going to make a lot of big bucks when you draw comics. Like, drawing comics is a passion that, very few are unfortunately successful at, or fortunately successful at. But, unfortunately, it's not a lot of people. So, hopefully, for everybody out there that wants to become a comic book artist, you will just stick with it. But, I mean, I'm just letting you know that, unfortunately, it's not as easy as it may seem. Alright, hold on. Granted, it's also, I mean, it's not like I'm an engineer or anything like that. I'm not doing anything that's, truly important. So, there's always that as well. I wish I was doing something like that a little bit better. But I feel like, creating entertainment, making a story, and having an art style that, brings joy to people, like I feel like that's a, admirable trait to have. So that's what I've been doing. Anyway, this one I'm drawing right now is from Reapers Inc. Reapers Inc. is very cool series. I remember the one shot was more like Bleach. Everybody's attire and everything else. But I know that he talked to a lot of different editors and stuff from Saturday AM. Learned a little bit more about exactly what type of story he wanted to tell. And, he made a lot of different changes, but, like, still kept the core type of, idea around it all. And, to be honest with you, I mean, the story is really good. I enjoyed the first 3 chapters a lot. The 4th and 5th chapter, is really setting up a really cool arc that's coming up. The only thing I would say, like everybody, is the only thing that sucks is that I wish that there was more. I know for me, for example, drawing Hammer, like I unfortunately have been working on 2 different stories ever since I first got with Saturday AM. There has been at least one other story I've been working on on top of Hammer, and because of it, like it has really like kind of hindered me from creating as much of the story that I want, but at the same time, luckily, I have such a huge head start on, these graphic novels, and, I can add, different content, change different scenes, and, all this other stuff that I've been doing. Hold on. Sorry, I'm looking at this for reference. But, yeah. Oh, something cool, for everybody out there. Remember I said earlier that, Saturday AM, we have all of our books going to be sold at Walmart. Next year in February is when I think they're going to be rolling out, like, this gigantic, like, just, more of our books, like, everywhere. But I want to say, not sure if everything's completely set in stone yet, but I know that I was approached for it recently. I'll be doing like a Shop Talk Live. That I remember White just did one for Apple Black, and it was really cool. I actually watched it earlier today as well, and it seemed like it went pretty well. So for everybody out there, again, if you're watching this, right now or later. Keep it in mind, I might be doing a Shop Talk Live, and that's where you can get autographed copies of both Hammer Volume 1 and 2, and probably also 3, because I know Volume 3 is going to be coming out probably right after that. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's going to be in February, around the time all that stuff happens, but yeah. Where am I? Josh Smith, where have I been? Oh, yeah, man. I have been everywhere. I'm sorry. I know that there are a lot of questions that may arise from people who want to know, why I haven't posted anything on YouTube in forever. But the main reason is I've just been really, really busy. I have been working on a lot of things. I'm trying to change my schedule a lot, and actually try to come back to YouTube. I actually have been making a video for the last month, but like I can't for the life of me finish it to a way like where I feel comfortable posting it, like thinking, oh wow, this is gonna be good. I think it's entertaining, but I feel like it could just be better. So I've been trying to figure out a way to do that and then replicate it for like 8 other videos that I've already started filming. I already have like footage for these 8 videos. I just unfortunately haven't put them all together yet. So yeah, but that's where I've been. I've been on Twitch for a little bit. I actually just got to a point where I could become an affiliate. I'm not sure if I'll do it. I might just make the entire, I might make the entire switch over to YouTube, because I know that, I actually have more followers here than Twitch, so that's one. And two, I, just feel like YouTube is pretty cool, so. But anyway, yeah, this is, the fan art for Reapers Incorporated. Again, very cool series. I highly recommend, this entire line of comics. If you want to, just check out something that's, really brand new, maybe something that, if you were feeling like a webcomic that you really wanted to see on, like, Webtoons, for example. I mean, if you want, like, a Webtoons alternative, like, this is a great way to, hop in. So, hold on. Pilot manga. If you want a Shonen Jump alternative, there's, Saturday AM, Saturday PM, brunch. If you just want a manga alternative, I mean, that's what we are. I mean, in case you guys don't know what Saturday AM is, I've been talking about it for the last, hour now. So, I only have another roughly 40 minutes or so, and then I'm going to get off, because I got to, I said this earlier, but I got to wake up my wife, and she wants to be woken up around 10:30. She has to go to work a little later after that, but I want to hang out. She wants to hang out, so she said if you could wake me up at this time, this would be good. And I was like, all right, I can do that. All right, so this is the next one I'm going to draw. This dude right here. And, hold on. I'll bring it back up. That is from this series called In This Life. Very cool. I was looking over it yesterday while I was, trying to put this entire construction together for all these characters, and there are so many pages for this comic. There's so much, and there's so much detail in every single background that he has drawn, almost to the point where it's difficult to see, which would be my one criticism. Again, I wanted to make some videos at some point where I am talking, and giving advice on, drawing comics and, just other stuff that has helped me out. But, that would be my piece of advice for him, would be, just try not to, how can I say this? Just try not to overdo it to the point where you can't see, what everything else is. I would say that this guy, I unfortunately don't know his name. Let me see if I can look it up actually real quick. His name is Richard Ebel. After this, I'll actually go through all the other ones and read their names as well. You guys can look them up on Instagram. I'm not sure if their tags are on Pilot Manga, but, you might be able to find them on Instagram. So. But anyway, yeah, Richard Ebel, this dude, I mean, he definitely loves this comic idea, and, he has a fan base as well, which is, great. He's also consistent. I mean, I would say that the one benefit for him, that I would say more so than everybody else that I've seen, is that, he has been producing a lot of, pages for every single, installment. Don't get me wrong, that's not to say that everybody else hasn't been producing, a lot of pages for their installments as well, but just the level of detail that he puts in, all of the backgrounds that he has, and, just everything. I'm not sure if, I would assume he's doing it all by himself, but if he has an assistant, then, I mean, maybe, they can try to, make more content, because I feel as though, everybody that's been commenting would want to see more, and when I was reading through a few of the pages, to be honest with you, it kind of reminded me of, it's just it's a fantasy manga. I mean, it has, all the elements, all the awesome cool parts that you want to see inside of like your own fantasy manga. And like I feel like it resonates with a lot of people. So keep on doing your thing, man. I mean, like you are definitely doing a lot of different pages, and I would say like also probably perspective. I want to make a video on perspective. I feel as though that would probably really benefit you. But I mean, even if you didn't do that and you just kept it as is, I mean, you're making a lot of progress in your story. So like, I feel as though, the more you do it, your fan base will, still like it. They'll still be with you. So it doesn't really matter, But again, I mean, I feel as though all the videos and advice videos that I want to make in the future, hopefully, will resonate with other people as well, and they can, take that advice or whatever they want. Hold on, how do I draw? Okay, do that. Anyway, I really liked the fact that this dude had a lot of different wacky characters, kind of like how One Piece does, and like he has his own crew, and they're all treasure hunters and stuff. So pretty cool. Do you guys remember? There's another series that Saturday AM has called Paradise Down. It's about thieves. Kind of reminded me of like. It didn't remind me of that, but it reminded me of like just kind of like that feeling of like adventure. So I mean, I think if you guys want to try something new, Pilot Manga is definitely where you need to go. Spoon alone, there's so much to read of Spoon, and it's a great series as well. So I think that that property, there's a lot of other things you could do with it as well. I think it would be really cool to see that all come to fruition in the future. Alright. I don't have anything to say. So if you guys have a question, by all means, please, put it in the chat. Josh Smith, I already answered your question, but thank you for the question. I appreciate it. No, stop. Trying to draw these chains real quick. All right. I'm probably going to start singing because I really want to sing. Oh, wait. Somebody said something. T. Bellin, how many pages do you try to draw for a chapter? Does it vary with how the pacing goes? I think, yes, it does vary. However, I mean, and Saturday AM, the limit or the least amount of pages that you can draw on Saturday AM is, I think, 7. I try to hit between 11 and 15. I think moving forward in the future, it'll probably be like 25 or something. But let me come back to that in a few seconds. Like I said, this is There you go. All right, like I said, this is a fan art for. Oh my God! Come on. This is a fan art for In This Life. As you can see, this is that character. I highly recommend you guys go check out this series and several others inside of Pilot Manga. I'm about to now draw. Let me go back. I'm going to draw Happily Ever After. This girl. Red Riding Hood. So let's do it. But anyway, I try to draw about like 15 or so for every chapter. But it kind of just depends on, the chapter. If it's like a fight scene or like a really emotional scene, that also kind of, dictates it. However, the most important factor that, which is the reason why I'm going to be like, changing, it from 15 to 25 pages, is because like when it gets printed out, right now anyway, the contracts that we have and the page count that we need to hit for every book is 200 or so. 224 pages is usually the max, but around 200 pages is how many that we need to try to finish. And then like I said, 224 is the entire book itself, but around 200 pages is what we need to finish. And then there's like extra added material that we can add to it, like to pad it up with like ads and acknowledgments and all this other stuff. But at some point, I'm not sure exactly when, but I know that it'll be probably sooner rather than later. We're gonna be changing. I'm gonna be hitting like the next like arc. And when I do that, I want to have like every single chapter. I want like every book to only be like 8 chapters. And in order to do that, every single book needs to be 20. Every single chapter needs to be 25 pages. So that's the reason why I'm gonna be trying to change it. But like that's the most important factor. Like how many pages is it gonna be inside of this book? If I want, like for instance, I really wanted. Unfortunately, I didn't know this at the time when I was doing, Hammer Volume 1 and all the other stuff. But I really wanted the first arc to be in one book, and then the second arc to be in another book, and then the third arc to be in one book. And, I wanted every arc to be, its own book. But, unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. And, now the first 2 arcs are going to be the first 4 books. The third arc is going to be the 5th book. And then after that, and Volume 6 and so on and so forth is, when I'll be able to implement my, 25-page, arcs and, chapters and stuff like that. But, yeah, I mean, again, I think it kind of just depends on, that most importantly. And then after that, I would say, the story. Because, I mean, you could still have a very emotional scene or a very impactful fight scene or, whatever. Like, you could depending on how you draw it and pace it out, like, you can do things in 4 pages. You could do it in 20 pages. It could be the exact same scene. So, like, it really just kind of depends on how good of an artist you are and how much of the story as an artist you were trying to produce for that particular volume. So, yeah. Hopefully that answered your question. I know I ranted a little bit there, but yeah. We don't get for each other. Hey, a lonely night. Baby girl, I loved you on a lonely night. Oh, it was the only time. And if I let you walk, then I apologize. Oh. Nice, awesome. I'm glad. If you have another question, now is the time to ask. No one seems to be in the chat, so I can, answer anything that you want to ask right now. While I have time, I intend on getting off, like I said, at 10, which is another 30 minutes. So, you know, or you could just hear me sing random songs. Right now I'm singing a song from The Weeknd. So, yeah. Better when we're both apart. Better when we're both apart. We're no good for each other. No good for each other. Better when we're both apart. No, baby. Better when we're both apart. We're no good for each other. Hey, a lonely night. Baby girl, I loved you on a lonely night. Oh, it was the only time. And if I let you want, then I apologize. Oh. I don't remember the words. I only remember the chorus. So, yeah. To keep us together. Oh, oh, oh. Better when we're both apart. Oh, baby, better when we're both apart. We're no good for each other, no good for each other. Better when we're both apart, no baby, better when we're both apart. My lonely night, baby girl, I left you on a lonely night. Oh, it was the only time. If I let you on, then I apologize. Do you have a different approach to making your covers than when you draw your manga pages, or are they the same? You know, that is a very good question. Are you talking about covers for the chapter, or are you talking about covers for the book? If you're talking about for the chapter, I would say that I normally try, right now anyway, I normally try to encapsulate exactly what's inside of the chapter with that book, or at least a scene I'll highlight, or, you know, something like that. When it comes to the volumes, okay, I unfortunately did not have nearly as much control as I would like to have with these volumes. So that's not to say that I don't like these covers, but I mean, you know, they just didn't. I mean, you know, if I had as much control as I wanted, I mean, it probably would have been a little bit different. So the first volume cover I love. The second volume cover I also love. But for the second volume, I probably would have done like Dan and Diane, or, you know, all three, Dan, Diane, and Stud, or, you know, something just to kind of like show, you know, somebody else, not just Stud. And then in volume 3, which is actually going to be kind of like a redrawn image of like a chapter or issue cover that I drew. You know, I drew it and it, you know, came out really good. I think, you know, it looks really nice, but I mean, you know, I feel like there was a missed opportunity to draw another character as well. But like I said, by that time, you know, volume 2 had already been sent off, and, you know, when it came to volume 1 and volume 2 and their covers, our time was like super limited. Like, we had no time whatsoever. Like, we signed the contracts, and then everything was, you know, like, we were behind schedule once we signed the contracts. So, like, I mean, you know, so everything that we did was like kind of like, hey, you know, we're just gonna make an executive decision, especially when it came to the first 2 volumes. And like the design team, like, you know, they picked the best cover, the best images for, you know, those 2 volumes, and, you know, they, you know, used them for the book, and they did a great job. I'm not knocking them in any way, shape, or form. Like, volume 1 looks fantastic. That is exactly what I would have loved for sure. You know, volume 2 again also looks fantastic. I just wish I would have, you know, if I had more time, you know, if I had more foresight, I would have, you know, drawn something that would have had all 3 characters, you know, ready specifically for something like that. But again, like, there was, ever since I started drawing Hammer in Saturday AM, I said this earlier in the chat, I've been working on like 2 different series, or 2 different stories. You know, Hammer, obviously. And, you know, the first time, you know, when I first joined Saturday AM, I was working on, what's it called? Lemonade Code. And, hold on for 1 second. This is Happily Ever After. Haha. In case you guys want to see her. And, you know, this is what she looks like in my style. Again, a very cool series. It's kind of like a fantasy it's a retelling of the Red Riding Hood, Little Red Riding Hood, but like it's like shonenized. It's pretty cool. So I recommend it. It's very cool. Um, but anyway, yeah, I didn't have like at the time anyway, the foresight to draw everything that I needed to draw for those moments. And like I wish I had, I just didn't. And maybe that's putting it on me, but again, like we just didn't have time for me to actually draw something else. And throughout my entire time of being at Saturday AM, I've been drawing something else on top of Hammer. So like I said, Lemonade Code, and now it's this project that I'm currently working on. Lemonade Code was like the longest one. I got with Saturday AM in 2017, roughly. No, 2018. In 2016 is when I was drawing Hammer Volume 1 by myself, just trying to do something, and I was gonna put it on Webtoons. And in the midst of all that, I had gotten the offer to work on Lemonade Code, and I said cool beans, and I signed the contract, and then I was just waiting, and while I was waiting, I was doing Volume 1, and then I was still waiting, and I did like a one shot, and that one shot was Dragon Tooth. And that's what got Saturday AM to like that was the first like comic that got like published from Saturday AM by me. And then after that, I I got with them with Hammer, and I signed that on. But right when I was signing on to Hammer is when I got the script for Lemonade Code. It took from like 2016 to 2017 to get the script, so it took a very long time. And then once I got it, I was a different comic book artist, like in terms of like my process and how to work, and I was a lot slower than I am right now. Don't get me wrong, like I still think I was pretty fast, but not nearly as fast as excuse me, not nearly as fast as I would like to have been. And because of that, I started working on that book in like 2017, and I didn't finish it until like 2020. And throughout that entire time, I was working on the essentially right now volume 3 and 4 of Hammer, which is the Jungle Kingdom arc. And because my time was like split up like that, just like it is now, working on another series as well as also Hammer. Granted, my deadline for this other series is like fast approaching. Like that deadline coincides with the deadline for Volume 4, which is the reason why I'm working like as hard as I am right now. But I because I was working on all of that other stuff, it kind of like just it takes away a lot of my time, and I can't like focus on just Hammer. Because I can't just focus on Hammer. Hold on, his hair is a little bit different. Because I can't just focus on Hammer, I, unfortunately didn't have, all of that other stuff planned out for a cover like, what I'm talking about. So, but at the same time, I mean, you live and you learn. I think probably Volume 5's cover will look really cool. I have an idea for that. I think that, it'll pass pretty well. Volume 6... 7, 8, 9, and 10 I already have planned out in my head as well, and I think they look substantially better. But that's not to say that I don't like the covers that I have. I think the Volume 4 cover, I think that one it's a little bit different, more different than what everybody's been seeing. Like, it's not just Stud on the cover, but it's not like the most amazing thing in the universe. Like I think it's a pretty fun cover. I think everybody. Hopefully it'll get people's attention. But I mean, I think what I'm trying to get from that cover, the Volume 4 cover, is basically just people wanting to know how this little kid is gonna fight something so huge. It's gonna be a cover of The Elephant. If I'm not mistaken, I think they approved that one. So, but it's The Elephant, King Elefante, and it's like a massive scale thing that I want to show. So hopefully it'll get people's attention and make them want to say, "Oh my God, what's gonna happen?" And make them pick it up and look through it, because this volume 4, is so much better than any other volume that I've done so far. This drawing is coming along so cool. Can't wait to see the finished work. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Volume 4 is so much better than every other volume because of two things. One, obviously the climax fight, inside the dragon in the Jungle Kingdom, which to date is my favorite, fight. Two, I've expanded that and also added a little bit more like of a I added a little bit more of an explanation on Stud's powers, and kind of like added more mysteries a little bit, kind of like opened up doors that have more doors. Like, kind of I explained enough to make you understand what's going on, but like want to know more as well about the powers, and hopefully more things will make more sense as well. But ultimately, I really just want to. I don't know. I'm tired, man. I've been rambling for a very long time, so I guess my rambles aren't making sense anymore. But hopefully, you guys will enjoy Volume 1 and 2. Hopefully, you'll enjoy all the books that are going to be coming out. We have 11 out already, so yeah. All right, I think this is Change the World. In case you guys don't know what Change the World is about, let me talk about that, I guess. It's a pretty cool series. I really like the concept, actually. I think his art style, is definitely an acquired taste. I feel like he'll get better the more he draws, just like everything. I mean, he's already improved from like the very first one that he's done up to this point. But ultimately, I think the thing that he's focusing on right now is his YouTube channel, and he's doing very well on that. So if you guys want to learn anything about how to make manga and all of that other stuff, like he has a lot of really cool tutorials and stuff. His name is Monitor Comics on YouTube. You can also check out White Manga as well. I mean, obviously, I'm sure you know who White Manga is. So, like, if you're watching me, of course you know who White Manga is. So, I mean, you can go check out that as well. DD Marks, he also has a, pretty cool YouTube channel. I think there's another person, Rashad. Oh, man. Rashad the Art God. He's on he's on Instagram. I forgot his last name. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Rashad, if you're watching this. This is Change the World, like I said. Hold on. And as you can see, I'm trying to get this right. As you can see, it's him right there, just me in my own style. Boom. And let's try this next one. Is going to be Brick, which, I mean, should be pretty simple. Hold on, let me find it. Brick is right here. I think it was in this one that I drew it from. Oh man, this series is cool. All right. All right. Pretty simple. I think I could do that. It's a rectangle shape. Add some detail, and then a face. All right, that's the brick. Somebody earlier in the chat asked wherever I've been. Another thing that's been going on with me is I had like wrist issues. I know I mentioned this earlier, but I went had to go to the orthopedics. Got some physical therapy and all that stuff to learn a little bit more about what to do to kind of combat wrist pain and carpal tunnel and stuff like that. Luckily, I don't have actual carpal tunnel. I do have a lot of wrist pain, and it's mainly just because at the time I was drawing for like 12 hours straight, and so like multiple days. So now I don't do that. But yeah, I mean, poof, very cool. There you go. There's the brick. Hold on. Another question that says, I'm down to learn from different manga artists. It's good to learn from more than one person to develop one style. I agree. T. Ballin, thank you very much for, first off, talking to me. I appreciate it. And second off, I agree, man. I've been drawing, for a very long time, and I feel like my art style derives from probably 4 people in total. That's Rashad Doucette. He was my mentor. He's not like as big as all the other people that I'm gonna mention, but like he's pretty big in his own right, especially in like I think Puerto Rico. Like he went there for like a con, and everybody knew him. So like it was either Puerto Rico or like I don't know, Costa Rica or somewhere. Like I mean he like he was really famous in one of those places. I forgot exactly what it was. I might be entirely wrong. Maybe it was an entirely different country. But I mean he's pretty big in his own right. And then I would say Rashad Doucette, Trad Moore. He was the guy that did Luther Strode, the guy that drew Luther Strode, and also Ghost Rider for the Marvel comics. There was also who else? Bruce Timm. He was essentially the like the main artist on all of the DC like cartoons and stuff back in the early or mid to late 90s, and also like 2000s and stuff like Justice League and all that. Okay, I'm about to draw this dude right here. Hold on. Let me bring it back up again so you guys can see what he looks like. Alright, so stay tuned while I finish him up. But yeah, I would say Bruce Timm, Rashad Doucette, Trad Moore, and then I would also say Aichiro Oda. Obviously, the guy that did One Piece is a huge inspiration. But before that, I learned a lot of the basics just from like looking at a lot of different mangaka. Like Masashi Kishimoto, Takashi Obata, Tai Kubo. Just I don't know. There are a lot that you can learn from just from like just looking at people, and not just Japanese mangaka either. You could look at American artists like Ryan Otley, for example. He definitely was a huge influence. He was the guy that did Invincible, or drew Invincible. What else? The guy that did Chew, he was pretty cool. Both of those are comics that are in Image, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, just keep on drawing is my advice to people that want to draw. You can draw fan art. That's always a good way to get out of blocks, as well as also just have something to do. Like just to have fun and just draw something that would be pretty cool and interesting. Or at least that's what I think anyway. But again, that's just me. This is coming from the guy that has drawn so much that he has wrist problems. So like, this is another reason why right now what you're seeing is super sketchy. I usually right now anyway, unless I'm inking for a chapter, I am only going to unless I'm inking for a chapter or a commission or trying to do something that's like super awesome. like, you know, like, and super polished and finished and all of that, like colored. And if I intend on coloring it, like if I, you know, those are the types of levels that I would go to finish it right now. Or if I know that it's going to be published, like, you know, like if it was what's it called, if it was on a t-shirt, or if it was on you know, like I said, inside of the book, then I'll, like, you know, ink it and, you know, really give it a little bit more of a finishing touch. But as of right now, you know, with my streams, you know, I was first doing these streams on Twitch, but like I said earlier in the chat, you know, I kind of want to switch over to YouTube, so I might be doing a lot more here. So you guys will see me, you know, just do a lot of, you know, these cool little sketches. And, you know, hopefully I can have these be, you know, future videos. I might, you know, break up the video that I'm recording right now. So if you have any more questions, by the way, you know, feel free to put them in the chat. But if not, I'm gonna sing. So let me think. Another song. Smoking out the window. Must have spent 45,000 up in Tiffany's. Oh no, got a badass kids running around my hole. So that fro is the fro that I drew inside of Dragon Tooth. So I'm gonna change it because this dude isn't from Dragon Tooth. But whatever. Anyway, let me finish on my song. Smoking out the window. Must have spent 45,000 up in Tiffany's. Oh no. Oh, nice. Well, awesome sauce, man. You know, or girl, I'm not sure exactly who you are, but no, thank you for, you know, being interested in these future streams. I will be hopefully doing them every. I would like to do them every day. You know, when I was doing Twitch a few weeks ago, I was trying to do them every morning around this time. It might change in the future, we'll see. But this is actually, like, one of the best times for me to do this because, like, I just got done finishing up the work that I need. Like, you know, I usually wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I'll, you know, work on pages and, you know, all that stuff until around 7. And then around that time is when I'm, you know, thinking about creating some type of image that I can, like, tweet out just to, like, say, hey, guys, you know, I'm still alive. Look at this cool image. And by the way, my comic book is out. So, like, you know, I figured to draw that image and to do it live, you know, would be a really cool idea. Not only just to talk to, you know, fans and, you know, answer questions and, you know, hopefully, you know, promote it a little bit more as well. But also, I figured, you know, doing it in the morning and getting it over with is, you know, a really cool, like, you know, 1 hour chat that somebody can, you know, look at later on in their day, or, you know, I don't know, think about, and hopefully it'll motivate people throughout their day. Like, I mean, you know, whatever it actually, you know, ends up being. Like, I don't know, I just kind of wanted to, you know, do something that was fun and, you know, just kind of easy. And, you know, I feel like, you know, doing streams and drawing, you know, sketches as opposed to drawing, like, you know, full-blown, you know, hardcore images, or, you know, like, don't get me wrong, I might, you know, finish this because, like, I really like this image. I think it, you know, looks really cool. And doing these sketches, I guess, will just serve as the preliminary blue sketches that I can just do that. They're a lot more tighter than, you know, what this was. But I also really like how just these sketches look, so, you know, we'll see what happens. Smoking out the window. Must have spent 45,000 up in Tiffany's. Oh no, got a badass kid running around my whole crib like it's Chuck E. Cheese. Oh no, put me in the gym with an X-Men and a UFC. Can't believe it, can't believe I'm in disbelief. This bitch got me paying of it. paying for trips, diamonds on the neck, diamonds on the wrist. Here I am all alone, all alone. I'm so cold, you got me out here smoking out the window, smoking out the window, singing, how could she do this to me? How could she do this to me? Oh, I thought that girl belongs to only me. But I was wrong. She belongs to everybody. Everybody. Ooh. Just the other night, she was gripping on my thighs, screaming, Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. Got any other club looking for a new love? Someone help me please, help me please, help me please. Baby, why you doing this? Why you doing this to me, girl? Not to be dramatic, but I wanna die. This bitch got me paying for trips, diamonds on her neck, diamonds on her wrist. Here I am alone, alone. So cold, I'm so cold. Got me out here smoking out the window of the Benz, the Benz, singing, how could she do this to me? Only got 2 minutes, and I got one more image to draw, so I'm gonna draw that. She probably doesn't want to wake up until 10:15 anyway, and then it'll be 10:30. But we'll see what happens. Oh wow, this is coming out. This is coming out pretty good. All right, one more. Let's see what this looks like. Whoa. Let me zoom out real quick. This is this guy real quick. Yo, more people. Hello. I just found your channel. I might have to stick around. Yes. Stick around, Sunset Panther. Hello. 3 a.m. Dang, that's early. It's 3 a.m. over there? Holy crap. Oh, wait. You're talking about me waking up. Oh, yes. 3 a.m. It's every day. If not 3 a.m., then like 2:30 or 2:45. It kind of just depends. Bro, I absolutely love your style. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I did not draw this image right here. This is done by Superman on Instagram. You can go check him out. But this is mine, obviously. This is from my series Hammer. Volume 2 just came out earlier. Where are your subs? I think I have 2,000 or something like that. I don't have a lot. I mean, I'm rarely on Instagram, but I want to change that. So, if you guys stick around, maybe it'll, change a little bit more. But thank you again for, coming by. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the chat. I am going to be getting off of this probably in the next 15 minutes or so. I got to finish up one more fan arts in all of this. It is for, hold on. It is for October Legion. That was my alarm. This is for October Legion. All of these you can go check out on pilotmanga.com. Hold on, where were you? I'm going to be drawing over this. You can all check these series out on pilotmanga.com. And if you do that, then you can check out where all of these, fan arts are actually originating from. So, yeah. But if you guys, want to see more of my work, you can, either buy a copy. I think they're in Walmart. They're in a few Walmarts. I know there's more Walmarts that are carrying like Apple Black and stuff. Which makes total sense. I mean, White Manga has like 500,000 subscribers. So, but there's definitely, I believe in February they're going to be expanding the entire line. So you're going to see more of my book and everybody else's book as well. So I'll be going through all of that after I'm done drawing these next characters. And when I do that, if you guys have any questions up until that point or whatever, then, yeah, I'll try to answer that real quick before I go. Hold on, I think I saw a question. Would you work on the inking and coloring on the next streams, or do you have to finish the rest offline? If you guys are interested in seeing me actually finish this, then, maybe I'll finish it on stream. It might be actually later on today. If you guys really want to see it, you know, if not later on today, then maybe tomorrow around this time as well. But I at first I thought I would be able to, you know, finish the entire thing if I really, you know, wanted to, but then I was like, you know what, let me just, you know, sketch it, and you know, I didn't think anybody would be, you know, coming in. But if you guys want to see it, then you know, I would do that. I don't mind. You know, you guys, you know, like I said, all of these, I'm recording this video so I can try to like repurpose it for, you know, something else. But if I'm not mistaken, I would assume that the stream stays live, or not live, but it stays as like a saved video on my channel. And if it does, then I mean, you guys can, you know, go rewatch it and check it out. But yeah, right now I'm just doing this. Hold on, there's another one. I did buy Hammer at Walmart and found Apple Black the other day while at Walmart. Oh, nice. Awesome sauce. Mythical DX. I appreciate it. What'd you think, man? You know, hopefully everybody out there, if you know, are watching this later on in the chat, or later on after this isn't live anymore, or if you're watching this now, you know, hopefully if you have bought Hammer or any of our books, you've, you know, left a review somewhere online, because, you know, that is always appreciated. You know, it actually helps out us substantially. Not only when, you know, we want to like talk to other companies about, you know, getting animes as well, you know, because all of that factors in. You know, it can't just be my book and Clock Striker and Apple Black and, you know, Saigami, and, you know, it has to be like everybody's books. It has to be, you know, all of Massive Amount Superior World of Ghosts, which is probably going to be doing tremendously well once everybody discovers it, as well as everything else like Titan King, Yellow Stringer. I'll go through all of them in a few, but in order for us to get the anime that we want, all of the deals that we want, and, you know, the respect that we want from the, you know, everywhere, you know, everybody has to, you know, help us and support us. And, you know, luckily we have an awesome fan base that, like, you know, loves like buying our books and, you know, taking pictures and putting it online and, you know, all of that. Like, you know, we try to you know, try to champion that by you know, sharing it every time we see it. But if you guys leave reviews as well, then, you know, it really helps out not only the next customer that, you know, sees it online somewhere, that, you know, might think to themselves, you know what, maybe this will work. Like, I just made a video for every video on I made a video for every book on Amazon. You know, I just signed up to be a Amazon affiliate, and so like every single link for these books, like, you know, I'm gonna start like promoting, and like I made some videos. I might actually post later on today on Reels, but you know, I really just want to promote it like hardcore, because not only do I want to see everybody inside of the AM succeed, you know, with these books, not only if we all succeed and these books do tremendously well, do we get like the prize of an anime in the future, like, you know, which is inevitable. But I mean, you know, it'll just happen a lot faster. But not only all of that, but also, you know, because I'm a Twitch affiliate, you know, I'm actually make some money as well after everybody buys another book. So, I mean, you know, that's, you know, just being real. Like, this is pretty cool. So, I mean, you know, tell your friends. I mean, you know, go buy our books. You know, there's Christmas and you know, every single holiday, you know, coming up really soon. So if you know that you have like I don't know, a niece or a nephew or a younger brother, or, you know, an older brother or older sister, or, you know, somebody that you think would like manga in your family, then I mean, you know, this is a perfect gift, because it's brand new, something that nobody's ever heard of. They can be ahead of the curve because no one knows about it yet. I mean, you know, once we start having movies and, you know, all of that start coming out, you can say, oh man, I remember when Jay Oden said this. Like, he was 100% right. Somebody said, Mythical DX. I was trying to find Hammer Volume 2 at Walmart, but I didn't find it yet. I know, man. It really sucks. I haven't seen it in Walmart yet either. Granted, the Walmart in my area doesn't carry Hammer or any of our books, which really sucks. But Ooh, excuse me. I've seen. There was one Walmart, like me and my wife, like we went on a trip to the Smoky Mountains, and it was in like North Carolina, and we stopped, and it was a really nice Walmart, and they had like all the books, and like I said, I know for a fact that starting in February, beginning of next year, they're gonna be rolling out our books in more stores. I think it's like 1,000+ stores. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Fred said that we were going to be having an end cap and stuff as well. He talked about this in one of his lives, which if you guys want to, see any of the lives, I'd highly recommend going to Instagram, Saturday AM's page, and, checking out those lives. That's a really cool way of, just keeping up to date with everything that we got going on. But anyway, this is October Legion, as you can see. That is, my rendition of it. So, I'm going to turn off blue pencil. And let me do that. Boom. This came out pretty good. I'm not done yet. Let me see if I can... I had, like, afternoon right here. I might change this. I gotta, if I can get, like, the logo. I gotta, talk to our design team. Say, yo, guys, send me the logo. And then I looked it up online, like on Google. I was trying to find it, and, I could find pretty much every other logo that we have. Just type in the logo and then PNG. But I could not find, for the life of me, just Saturday afternoon logo. So, yeah. But anyway, there you go, guys. This is Saturday afternoon. This is a cool little fan art that I wanted to draw. Thank you all very much for, hanging out with me. Everybody that, has hung out with me over here. Hold on, let me bring this up real quick. Again, I will be probably going live again at some point in the future. I would like to go live tomorrow morning again to, if you guys want to see me, like, ink this for real and actually color it, then, maybe I'll do that. To be honest with you, though, I like this a lot the way it is. Like, I think it looks really cool. Maybe I can add some color to it to, make it look a little bit more, give it more oomph. But, I don't know. I like it the way it is right now. So, what do you guys think? If you guys want me to actually do this, it looks like there are 4 people here. So, if you guys want to see me ink this, if I get at least 2 people that tweet at me, I'm going to tweet this image. And if you reply under this tweet that you want to see this inked and colored, then I will make another stream for that. I'll start doing that maybe tomorrow. But if not, then, I probably will just, move on to the next image in the next stream. So, yeah. But it's up to you guys. Follow me on Twitter for however long it's going to last. Instagram, I'll be on there for, again, however long it lasts. But YouTube, I really want to, like, try to, be on here a little bit longer, a lot more frequently. So maybe I'll, like, start posting in my community as well. So you can, follow me there. Like this video. Subscribe. Comments. It's like all that jazz. I, haven't done this in a really long time, but, this was pretty fun. So, on YouTube, I think I was live last week, but that was the first time I was ever live on YouTube. And, before that, I was live a lot more frequently on Twitch. But like I said earlier, I'm going to try to, switch over just to YouTube and, see how that, works out. But, that's all I really got to say. I don't really have anything else to say. Go check out Saturday Afternoon on pilotmanga.com. All these series are really cool. I said I was going to read out all of these. Hold on. All of these creators real quick. So let me do that. Alright. So for Brick, which is right here. This is from Nathaniel Dansero. We have Boneyard, which is right here. And that is from Ricardo Antonio. We have right here Change the World. That's from Michael Beaumont. Monitor Comics Online. YouTube. We have Dream State, which is right here, and that is from Tremaine Johnson. We have Happily Ever After, and that's from Brandon Pondexter, or Poindexter, or I think it's Pondexter. And then there's right here, In This Life, that is from Richard Ebel. We have right here October Legion, and that is from Jamar Dante Dantzler Parham. I might have mispronounced one of his last names, but I mean, I think I told him that last time, and he was like, "It's cool." So hopefully that's the case. You know, I'm sorry if I mispronounced the last name. And then there's Reaper's Ink, which is from Joel Aramek. This is Reaper's Ink right here. You can see all of these for free right now. They have several different chapters. I think Happily Ever After is probably the only one that has only one chapter, but it's a pretty long chapter. And all the other ones have 3+. So definitely go check them out if you guys want to try something new. If you want to have any other new experiences, then obviously Hammer Volume 1 and 2. I'm gonna be on Talk Shop Live soon. I'm not sure exactly when. I'll be giving more information about that soon. But I know I talked to the people about that earlier. Like they. And Side AM, they approached me and said, "Hey, you might have to do this in like the next couple months or so." So I know that's going to be happening, and when it does, I'll let you guys know. But when that happens, you can actually get these 2 books, and potentially also the third one with my signature on it. And yeah, it's a great deal. So keep an eye out for the Talk Shop Live. Right now, actually, if you want to go buy Volume 2 of Hammer, you can do it on Amazon for I think like $8.99. You get like 42% off or something like that. So that's pretty cool. And then there is Clock Striker that comes out in February. Titan King already out. Saigami already out. This just came out alongside of Volume 2 of Hammer, and yeah, you can go check these out. There's Master Multiplayer World of Ghosts. Awesome. And awesome. We have a bunch of different series. I keep on saying this, but it's true. So yeah, just go check it out. It looks like there's one more question. If you have a Books A Million or Barnes & Noble in your area, I saw Hammer Volume 2 there. Sweet. Unfortunately, I do not. I don't have a Books A Million. I do have a Barnes & Noble, so I might go check that out. I went to go check that out on Tuesday, November 8th. When it came out. I don't know, maybe it was naive of me to think that it would be out on shelves at that particular store, but I mean whatever, you live and learn. So but anyway, thanks again guys. I really appreciate it. You guys all rock. I do want to do this more, so please, if you want to see more of this, subscribe or hit the notification bell or whatever, so that way whenever I go live, if I don't get a chance to tweet it or put it on my Instagram or anything like that, you guys can still hang out and get that notification. So yeah, but anyway, I'm out of here. I gotta go wake up my wife.